Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với phần cuối cùng của chương trình Tôi và Việt Nam trên kênh FBNC ngày hôm nay và tiếp tục cuộc trò chuyện cùng ông Jordan Belfort, hay thường được gọi là sói già phố Wall. Ông sẽ đến Việt Nam vào tháng 3 năm 2015 để tham gia một khóa đào tạo trực tiếp do công ty DVH Branson tổ chức. Mời quý vị cùng tiếp tục theo dõi cuộc trò chuyện sau đây. I want to go back to selling a little bit for an entrepreneur, a leader. How do you recruit and manage a team of talented salesmen? How do you look for, how do you recruit salesmen?
Well, for me, and again, it depends on what industry you're in. It depends on what your core skill sets are. For me, it's always been so easy to train salespeople from scratch.
Because you are born salesman.
And also with the straight line system, it's just very easy to train people. It's a very duplicatable system. So for me, it's always been that I like to hire people who weren't already seasoned salespeople but had desire. And I could train them myself. So for me, I like that. But it's not always the best way. There's some industries where you can grow much faster by hiring people who have experience but that want to become indoctrinated into a new system. The risk you run with that is that there's not as much loyalty. There's a lot of bad habits they bring into your company. So you have to be prepared to have an indoctrination period where you're actually taking seasoned salesmen and moving them into your process. So, but I think you can go both routes. You can train from scratch, hire seasoned people, but if you're going to hire seasoned people, you have to then indoctrinate them the way you want things done.
So now, after everything have passed, I mean, you're now making a new life. What is your mindset and approach to doing business now? Anything changing from the past?
Well, for me, it's an interesting journey because, the movie was such a huge success around the world. Yeah. And I think it was also like the movie was like illegally downloaded like 31 million times. So just people keep watching it again and again and again, right? It's a huge success. So for me, it's about, protecting my brand, growing my brand, and, spreading the message that I have about, empowerment and making money ethically, learning how to harness the power of intention, learning how to become a closer. And, I've had massive success all over the world in markets like Vietnam and Australia and the United States, right? So, for me, it's really, about methodically. I'm not in a big rush because, it's like my business is it does really, really well.
Yeah.
And there's only, I'm in all these different countries around the world, right? So, I'm working on a couple of different ideas right now, really how to leverage my brand through online offerings, through coaching programs and stuff like that will allow me to sort of move beyond me going and giving a speech and getting paid, which is fabulous because I make a lot of money, but it's trading time for money. So the idea is then to build a business around that.
And you have a goal to pay back all the debt from the speaking tours?
Well, I'm almost paid back. I mean, it's actually not that much left. So I'm actually trying to get down to the number. The number is probably around 11 million. That's it. It's not much anymore. It was started off at like 100. So
would you return back to Wall Street? Have you ever thought about it?
No, I wouldn't. Well, I mean, I already do stuff on Wall Street. So it's not that I already do banking deals and stuff. But to me, Wall Street's a great place. I have a lot of friends there, but at this point, I think Wall Street's a young man's game. If I was 22, maybe I'd go to Wall Street, But, I kind of like my life the way it is. I live on the beach. I love traveling around the world. I love mentoring people and,
So, I mean, looking back to your journey, I mean, from the stuff that you're sharing in your book, what was the biggest mistake that you make that you think you could have done differently?
The biggest mistake, there was a couple. One of them was simply growing too fast. The straight line was so effective that I could train anyone and make them into a great salesperson. But the problem with that was they would sell so much, I ran out of products. I couldn't keep up with stock, and then and then what happens is like the quality. When you have nothing to sell, you go, well, I guess I'll sell that. And the quality. In retrospect, I should have slowed down. I should have slowed down my growth. That would have had a huge positive effect on my ability to maintain control. And then also, I made some errors in judgment. I was young, and had a couple of bad mentors, and they showed me some ways of doing things that weren't 100% legitimate. And I took some cash under the table, and so I engaged in a couple of transactions. And I would certainly avoid those going. If I was going to do it again, I would definitely fix that. Those are the main things.
But you told the press earlier in the meeting that one of the big mistakes that the first step that go across the line.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, that's what I was referring to when I said, I took a bag of cash. Well, that was really the first step.
Yeah.
And you always have a rationalization. Well, I won't do it again. Everyone's doing it. But the truth is that once you take that first step, it just starts a chain reaction, and then you start, through these tiny, almost imperceptible steps, little bit, and you start doing things you thought you'd never do, and it all seems perfectly okay.
But entrepreneurs, businessmen is always ambitious and greedy. I mean, for the first step, it's always temptation right there. But how do you, for entrepreneurs, what do you advise for them? What do you advise for them in order to stay away from that first step?
Well, you used two words there, and almost interchangeably, but they're really not interchangeable. You used the words ambition and greed, and there's a difference. Ambition is healthy.
Yeah.
Greed is not healthy. Greed becomes about making as much as you can, as fast as you can, and you don't really care who gets hurt along the way, versus ambition is about creating value and making the world a better place.
Yeah.
So I'd focus on being ambitious and avoid being greedy.
Okay, so you will come back to Vietnam in March for the training. Could you share with us more about that?
Yeah, well, listen, I had a great experience here the other day where I, was in an event, and it was myself and a couple of the speakers, and the challenge I faced there is I really only spoke for a few hours. So I'm able to sort of outline what are the lessons, what are the things you need to know, but I'm not able in that short, I'm good, but I'm not that good. You can, in 2.5 hours, I can't teach everybody what they need to know. So what I did is my method is in a couple hours, you hit all the points, show them the formula. But when I come back here, I'm coming back in on March 28th through the 30th, now I get to actually dig in to each aspect and actually teach people the skills they need to succeed. So they actually come out with actual strategies. They come out with certain tools, actual tools they can use to brand themselves, to position themselves as an expert, to market themselves more effectively, to bring in more leads. They're going to learn how to run a business and how to, really put their mindset in the right track that attracts success. So it's going to be, 3 amazing days. But hard work. People got to be prepared to really, it's about making a change. Listen, I'm a very results-oriented person. So, I don't want anyone, if you're not into really making a change and taking, then it's not for you. I'm into people who really want to make money, who really want to get ahead, who want to do things ethically, who want to become rich, who want to be wealthy, and want to really achieve. And that's my audience, and I attract those people. And when you're in a room and we spend 3 days together with a whole bunch of people like that, the energy is infectious, and just being around those people, the networking opportunities, and it just has everyone feeds off of each other. So I would say to someone, listen, if you really want to be successful and you're willing to roll up your sleeves and do some work, I'm your guy. If you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme and I'm not your guy. But but I can take some. But if you really have desire and you're willing to work, I can show you how to take any idea you have and turn that idea into a business, and then show you how to monetize that, grow it, and really live an empowered life. And I think that it amazes me how so few people live that way. Most people don't live empowered lives. They don't really understand how much power they have to control their own circumstances, that they can take ideas and make them real. It's just, I live my life that way, and all the wealthy people I know who are really successful, they all live like that, and it just baffles us where there's so many people who just don't understand how easy that is. So my goal, and I will accomplish it in those 3 days, I'm going to transfer that information, and people will see just how easy it is, and I don't mean there's no hard work involved, but just how easy it is to live a life that really, that makes you just want to jump out of bed, that turns you on, and that allows you to get rich. What
do they prepare if they want to get the most out of it?
Well, if someone goes to the website, you could probably put the website on the bottom here. I don't know what the website is in Vietnamese, but if you go there, once you buy a ticket, you'll start getting some pre-trainings, which consists of some mindset stuff. Because it's important that, I don't want to teach people strategy before they come. I want to do that in person.
All right.
But what I do want to do is I want to get people thinking successfully before they even come up. So we start sending out some free lessons. It gets you geared up for the mindset of success. And then when you arrive, it's just 3 days, we lock the doors, and we just go at it, and you emerge really as a different person, just more directed, possessing skills you never thought you could have, and really wanting to embrace life and take action, and the results that people get is amazing.
Right, thank you so much. Và những chia sẻ vừa rồi của Jordan Belfort, hay thường được gọi là sói già phố Wall, cũng đã khép lại chương trình Tôi về Việt Nam ngày hôm nay trên kênh FBNC. Một nữa, chúng tôi xin chân thành cảm ơn sự hỗ trợ của công ty Babylon và công ty DVH Branson đã hỗ trợ chúng tôi thực hiện cuộc phỏng vấn này. Xin thân ái chào tạm biệt, và quý vị có thể xem lại chương trình trên website fbnc.vn hoặc facebook.com/Tôi về Việt Nam. Thân ái chào tạm biệt.